Means we're about 1 week into the Kickstarter.
We're about 1 week in. We've got 14 backers. We're really excited about that.
Speaking of backers, let's see who we've got here.
Yes. So our shout outs to our backers that we have so far: Paul Nolan, Roby. That looks cut off somehow. Excuse me for that. Alexander Halson, Gary Kynard, Tony Seawright, Hamad Almoria, Yannick Bolio, Thomas Kite, Kamishon Young Skywalker, Rich the 3D guy, and William Shantz.
That was actually a really good layout there. Henderson Nefses was also on our list for a shout out. And I think there was Anthony Seabright or Tony Seabright was also there.
Your memory is
pretty
killer.
good. The backers are important. We really want to thank you guys for backing this project. You're making this project happen. Couple quick things before we jump into our live demo. Let's take a look at the timeline for this project. So it was initially conceived at the end of December of 2016. We come from a long, actually, history of wireless USB products. We had a wireless USB conference camera, the first wireless USB speakerphone, and now we have a wireless USB 2.0 extension system. So that has really kind of put the icing on the cake for allowing so many products to be wireless.
Definitely. We're already about halfway through our timeline here.
Yeah,
already
that's good.
March.
The press release already went out. We did our first Kickstarter live stream, and now here we are on our second Kickstarter live stream in March. So it's going well, and throughout March, we are going to be live streaming every single Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern to answer your questions about this brand new product. I'm answering my own questions about this product because every day we're coming in, does it work with this? Does it work with that?
Exactly.
Does it work with different with Windows 10, then Windows 7, then Windows 8? It's not a Mac product. And each Windows iteration is a little bit different. So the reason why we're doing this, why are we not just bringing it to the market with our traditional distributors and partners, is because we need this month to get the testing done.
Yep, and just to make it the best and fine-tune it in every way possible.
You guys are coming to us with questions. Does it work with this? Does it work with that? And last week, you guys, one of the main things that I took away was, does it work with touchscreens? Everyone wants to know that.
Right.
And then it opened up this whole world. What about interactive projectors? What about little touchscreen USB monitors? What about large LCD touchscreen monitors?
Yeah, we're thinking of new applications like every day.
I mean, so it's just so much stuff's coming out. So we said, let's show it with wireless HDMI and touch interactivity with a giant sharp touchscreen, which is super popular right now. And then later this week, or probably next week, we'll do interactive touch projectors. We'll do conference phones, and the list just keeps on going. So April is when those HuddleCamHD partners, if you're an audiovisual integrator or a distributor, that's when we're going to have the partner webinar.
They'll be able to get their chance to get it then as well.
Yeah, that's when they'll be able to get trained on it, authorized. Our partner team, Margaret Willman, Matthew Richards, and Patrick Kirby are going to train everybody. And then the product should ship in April or May. Hopefully April. We'll see. So that's the first thing there. The second thing is, if you do back this project, there's a couple different ways to do that. First of all, the shout outs. We went through all the shout outs. Thank you for all doing, giving whatever you can to help this project get off the ground.
Yeah, we just put our orders in for our t-shirts. So if you spend $25 or more, you'll be able to get one of those exclusive USB2Air t-shirts. We'll be hopefully repping them by next week.
Yeah, they'll be here by next week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
So that'll be cool. Early bird discounts, so roughly 20 to 25% off these products. So special deal for those early tech adopters, those people out there who want to see this product come to market fast and get it before everybody else. That's the main thing, is that you're getting it before everybody else at a price that's probably you're never going to see this price after.
Right, you do get that discount, which really makes it enticing.
So there is one last thing briefly let's just do to get the tech specs out of the way, is that this is so important to understanding how this product works, is the bandwidth limitations. When you come out with a wireless product like this, it's not saying it works with this, it works with this, it works with this, it works with this. It's more about saying it's the limitations of the product, so that when you do get this, you think, oh, I was well informed about what it can and can't do.
Yeah, we want to be as transparent as possible with the limitations with this product.
Yeah. So one of the things our lead engineer says the sweet spot is in between like 10 and 15, 20 feet is the sweet spot as far as distance is concerned. But beyond distance, now 25 I think we said was like the max, but beyond distance is the bandwidth limitations. And I'm actually really happy to say that the bandwidth is 30 megabits per second, which is quite a bit of bandwidth. So you can see here that if you're on Kickstarter, try the selfie.
I'm sending
thing.
selfies over here.
It's really fun, and it's a unique little live streaming thing that they do. On the bandwidth chart here, you can see that, let's just go to 1080 because that's a standard. So 1080p HD video at the high quality spectrum is 12 megabits per second. So that means you could technically do two 1080p cameras on this spectrum, and you'd only be at 24 megabits per second. So that would be fine. So depending on what you're going to do, are you going to do a touchscreen? Are you going to do a webcam? Are you going to do a conference phone, professional audio equipment? You just got to think about how much bandwidth do all of these devices take up, because as you can see, and maybe Tess, we can zoom into this this product here. I'll show that there's a hub here, and we're about to jump into the live demo here. So let me go ahead and do this. So there's a USB hub that ships with the product, and it actually is powered. So you can see here the power is plugged in, and one of the nice things about that is that it's going to give power to the devices. So here's a second camera view of this here. So this is plugged into power. This is a 4-port USB hub. We have some tape around it. This is a prototype, but when it ships, there's not going to be any tape there. 4 USB ports on it. So that's where your bandwidth limitation's coming out. This is the wireless device transmitter. And then can we go to the computer and show? I want to show
camera 1, I believe.
That on the computer side, it's just plugged in to that receiver there. So you can see that there.
Let me tilt this forward a little bit.
Yep. Woo, don't drop
No
my laptop. But yeah, that is the only thing. And then can we go back to the home position?
Sure.
Because one of the things I really wanted to show off, I've just done this in every single video demo, is that it's not plugged into anything, right?
He's bragging.
Just key. That's the key here, is that it is not plugged into
That is the idea.
anything, right? Completely wireless. So what do I have plugged in here? So I have this is one of these USB cables, one of these USB 2.0 cables, there's 2 of them here, is plugged into the touchscreen. I've got a 70-inch sharp touchscreen in this room. The other one is plugged into, this is a really cool device if you've never seen one of these before. It's a Sabrent USB to HDMI adapter. And I got a webcam here too. Depending on how much time we have, we'll show you a wireless webcam, which is I think one of the coolest applications. Just make any webcam wireless. But so hopefully that makes sense, guys. So one USB for interactivity and control. That's usually standard for touchscreens, interactive projectors. There's always an HDMI to give it video and USB to give it the control. But we're doing the USB over HDMI so that everything's wireless. So let's go over to the touchscreen and let me do my live demo here. So this is the touchscreen. So the touchscreen here is giving me wireless control of my computer. And I don't know if, Tess, maybe you could go back and forth between the view of the computer with camera 2 and then me here.
Like this?
Well, yeah, that works.
This one works for
or
you?
you could fade between the 2 cameras with both, however you want to do it. But
so
as you can see, look, that computer is changing as I am using this projector, or this touchscreen, right? So I have complete control and 1080p video in 0 latency with the system. So it's pretty nice. Any questions in the chat while I'm doing this, just let me know.
Okay,
but one of the first things here, and I'll just show some interactivity, is wireless range, right? So 5 feet to maybe, oh, you know what? It's not letting me right there because there's nothing there, to 25 feet, right? So that's like the maximum wireless range. And this is actually just Windows viewer, which is kind of cool, image viewer. And there's actually a touch capability of it. Let me show off. So this side, the host side, plugs into the computer. The device side plugs into the device / really the USB hub, because the USB hub actually provides power to the device. So so if you merge back and forth between those two, I don't know, maybe you did that. Now you can see that
you're touching the screen. And it's literally going back and forth very quickly and easily between the two.
Yep, there, you're showing it. Perfect. So that's pretty much what we wanted to show, is just how easy it is. Now, I have a little presentation I wanted to do. Again, I'm not going to bore you death by PowerPoint here, but the main point is that I am using, and I think it'd just be fun to just go between the two, as you're just doing it, because my presentation's on both screens. This actually is a kind of an interesting presentation because of the way it's being delivered. Introducing to you the USB2Air. So this is right now $254 on Kickstarter to get yourself a pair of these, a transmitter and receiver, and the USB 2.0 hub here, which gives power to the receiver and all the different devices. So really great. You're going to get first access to this product. The first 100 units are available to those tech enthusiasts, those backers, those bloggers, the audiovisual integrators who want to get this stuff to test with different products. We can't test it with every product, but if you do have a product that you want to test with it, let us know. We'll test it. We'll do it live on this show, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on Kickstarter.
Paul, what's the merge you do when you have this, when you can see both on one screen?
Because
that would be really cool, because
you
could
both
see
in one
the
screen.
lag.
Yeah, sure, you can do that. That's actually a really good point. So what we'll do is
we're just going to do something tricky here
Tess
on
wants
the
to
spot.
do a picture-in-picture, and we always learn as we do this stuff.
Yeah, we should have done
in
this before,
multi-view,
but this is good.
If we go to, what is it? Is it Cam 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just
hang in there for us.
That's a really good idea,
Turkey says, wow, that's quick interaction between the touchscreen and laptop without disruption. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the point. So that's why we're
exactly.
that's Tessa's great idea here, is that we're going to show a picture-in-picture here. So now if we go to
cool.
here, now
sweet.
Boink. Look at that. So that's a really good point, because we're going to talk about latency throughout this presentation. 1 millisecond of latency. So it really doesn't get too much better.
I can't see any difference, really.
So I'll just quickly talk about our story. Our lead engineer here, Matthew Davis, was not able to be here for this live show. He was in our last one. I think he's going to be available in the chat.
He is hanging out in the chat. I think he's in and out of the chat. So he will be on hand if you need something we can't help you with.
Maybe you could be a medium, if you will,
sure,
between you and Matt Davis.
I'll be the messenger.
So Tess is Matt Davis, basically, in a nutshell.
I'll never compare
all the questions. If we get technical questions that I don't know or Tess doesn't know, I think Matt is out there. And he's our lead engineer. He came up with the world's first wireless USB PTZ camera, the HuddleCamHD. Huge success. First of its kind, came out in 2015. Same technology in 2016 to make the HuddlePodAir, which is a wireless USB conference phone. It's only $299. So now he's taking that same technology, but taking it out of an integrated product so that you can use it with anything. And that's the key, where we think it's going to be so important for the industry to be able to use it with virtual reality headsets, touchscreens, conference phones, you name it. So it's FCC certified for 1080p video, distances up to 25 feet, and that 30 megabits per second. That should be a lowercase b. I have to change that. Megabits, not megabytes. Megabits per second. Latency of less than 1 millisecond. That means real-time scenarios like video conferencing, collaboration, in-room, classrooms, things like that. All is going to work perfectly. Windows 7, Windows 8, it does work with Windows 8.1. We've fixed that. Another thing I got to change on this presentation. This product is new. Things are changing. We're testing things all over and over again.
We have an emergency.
Just move the camera back to the space that you need. One of those presets should be. Tess is a little new. It's okay. Tess, I'm sure you'll be able to get the camera back to the computer. There you go.
Okay. This is embarrassing.
Live streaming is fun. So the bandwidth chart, we already talked about this, so I'll breeze through it. You just got to think about the bandwidth that you're going to be consuming with your project. So many custom projects. You know, I'm hoping next week we get some like telemedicine medical devices that are USB in here.
Yeah, we talked about, was it a blood pressure monitor?
Yeah, blood pressure monitor.
Okay.
And I think there's a couple of other things too out there. So we're going to test all that. And that's a whole nother scenario. If you guys have questions, please ask, because I have some interesting ideas for the healthcare industry. The wireless webcam. This, to me, has been one of our number one questions from customers for years. Ever since we came out with the HuddleCam 3X, which was in 2014, I believe. Can we make it wireless? Can we make it wireless? We want to stop running cables. Well, it's here. The technology is here finally. And it's not built into a proprietary camera as it was in 2015, as we needed to kind of grow and understand this technology. Now we're saying, let's take any webcam, any USB video, and let's make it wireless. It's just so fun. And guess what? Not just one camera, easily two. Okay? Easily two. The thing you got to think about is bandwidth. Now, with the PTZ Optics camera, this is actually a good example of bandwidth. These can do MJPEG, which is completely lossless, uncompressed video. That's not going to work over 30 megabits per second. That's like 100 or more megabits per second. What you have to do is you have to do H.264 compression over USB 2 cable to limit the bandwidth and make sure it goes through properly. And we've done videos on that. That's what we showed in our last live stream. Logitech cameras, 1080p, USB 2.0 cameras, they have H.264 compression. They work beautifully. If we have time, we will show you that today live. So a normal webcam diagram is a giant USB cable running from the camera to the table, and it's just a tripping hazard. It's not professional in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if you guys have seen the Logitech conference camera bundles, but the camera is connected to a hub that's connected to another device that's plugged into power, and you've got like 6 cables on the floor. You got to get rid of some of those. So we're going to make it completely wireless, and it's going to be a game changer. Now, another scenario really quickly is, what if you've already got a camera, a computer, and a microphone, and you're happy with that? Well, now you have the ability to add additional USB devices in super low latency wirelessly to your computer. And I'm thinking a document camera. We're going to have a video coming out about that very shortly. What about a USB thumb drive? What about a USB DVD player? You know, there's a ton of different options. So the secondary wireless USB things are going to be huge. Here's another market that we're going to play in. This is what we're going to talk about next week, is the audio conference devices. So most professional audio conferencing speakerphones are not wireless, although they do have USB 2.0. So these work beautifully with Windows 7, beautifully with Windows 8. In Windows 10, we were having an issue. We're like, what's going on? Figured out it's just a very simple one-time assignment of the USB device and the quality level, which we will have a knowledge base article. That's what this whole 1-month Kickstarter process is about. Understanding, you know, the little details, because when we come out with a product, we want our knowledge base to be chock full of solutions, and hopefully, you know, be able to streamline everything in the engineering process so that you guys don't have to worry about it. It should be plug and play. Windows 10, a little tweak in Windows 10 to make the audio work perfectly, and then we'll have full transparency and information about that. Normally, a speakerphone, again, is either draped on the floor, or you've paid expensive cabling to have a core hole drilled through the wall so that you can get it up to that computer. No longer needed. Completely wireless is what we're going to make that, and extremely reliable. Now, here's what we're showing today. Tess, can you merge and make this large screen possibly? If not, don't worry about it. I mean, I think people can see this. I'm just worried if it's a little bit like slanted, maybe they can't see it as well as I wished. Just merge to the one, just hit the merge button.
Oh, you just want this.
Yeah. I think they can see it better there. Maybe you can frame it up just a hair with the remote. But basically, this is what we're doing right now. Okay. So we have a wireless connection from the computer to the USB 2.0 hub. The hub has a USB to HDMI adapter giving video to the screen, and then also the USB for control. So you could switch out that sharp touchscreen for an Epson Brightlink interactive projector. You could switch it out for a million different, a smart board. There's so many different interactive products that work that way. So yeah, we can go back to the next one if you'd like. Here's another one that the picture-in-picture view, yeah, I think looks great. That was a great idea, by the way. This is another one we're going to show early next week, and I think this is going to be another huge market for this product. Okay, this is kind of the same thing, but different. So this is a USB touchscreen monitor. The resolution is 1280 by 800. 1280 by 800, why would you want that? Well, it's a little bigger than 720, which is still high definition. And this is, think about this as this is a Mimo View HD touchscreen that we can make completely wireless. So we sell a lot of Intel NUC computers with a camera and a microphone to do a complete cloud-based video conferencing system. What if you want a touchscreen controller for Skype for Business or GoToMeeting or WebEx on your conference room table? Well, now we can make it completely wireless, and there's no Sabrent HDMI needed here. This is just USB control for video and control. So now we're saving you the need for that Sabrent, which is about $50 if you were wondering, the Sabrent HDMI to USB, which is great. And this is going to be, so for $300, $329 is going to be the MSRP of the USB2Air. You can have a wireless touchscreen monitor. I mean, there's so many applications for that. I can't even begin to start brainstorming, but just think about it. Completely wireless video and control over HDMI. Now, here's another example. And by the way, I need to switch these two I/O gear pieces. The little adapter goes on this side. The big one goes on this side, which to me at first I forgot about that. But wireless virtual reality, not a space that we play in too often, but I still have to say it's super cool.
Pretty cool.
We're going to be playing around with it more and more.
Hopefully I get to be in on that.
We need to figure out some cool games to play, stuff like that. It's not a market that we play in, but it's a huge exploding market, and we don't want to preclude ourselves from that use case. So they're interesting use case. 10 to 15 foot is what we're going to say is recommended. That's the sweet spot. That's where we don't have to worry about any interference point to point, right? But it can go up to 25 feet. And here's one of the interesting things that we're going to be testing again. A lot of testing going on. And questions from you guys have been helpful. One of the questions we got last time is, can we use a USB 2.0 extender to extend the wireless connection? So if you think about that for a second, the wireless might only need to be 10 feet. Right? Or you want to go from the computer to the table, or we were talking about earlier, like in a church where there's two pews, maybe you just need to go that hallway. You just need to go wireless in between those 2 points. Well, in between those 2 points, you could actually extend USB on either end to get them to where they need to go. So don't think about being restricted by the wireless range. Think about adding additional USB extenders to make it go even further. There's so many compatible products, we simply can't list them all. But what I do think we have time for is a quick wireless webcam demo. And then we're going to have to cut it at 1:30. At 1:30, the show's over. So we've got about 5 minutes. So many different applications, the timeline we talked about. So let's go ahead and set back our normal layout here to the home positions.
If I can't figure that out.
You're doing great, Tess. Look at that.
Trying my best here. This is the first couple shows that Paul's let me touch this stuff. So I'm figuring out. Hopefully it lets me continue.
Let's see here. And then we just want to get, I think this is, I can never remember which one's cam 1 and cam 2, but that is right there. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right. So we're back to our normal spot here. Perfect. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. This has been a fun show. Really excited to hear what people are saying. Everyone's saying great stuff.
Yeah. Everyone's pretty happy with this. Do we have any lingering questions that we might be able to help you guys with? We can take them now. Did you want to show the Logitech?
Yeah. So now we'll show the Logitech. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just unplug both of these products. So you saw the kind of doot, doot, doot.
Let me make sure you can.
Something is unplugged. Because it's as if, literally as if,
zoom out here.
The cameras are connected. You know, it's really as if they're directly connected. The computer has no idea that it's going wireless. So
There you go.
I'm just going to plug, well, actually, I don't want to plug anything in because I want everyone to know what's going on. Sorry about that. But I'm just going to go over here to a video conferencing application that I can pull up the webcam on. Again, this whole time, guys, nothing is plugged into this. All right, I know, I already showed that once.
Come on, Paul. No.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start video. And I believe that's it.
Yay.
Ta-da! Can you see me in my
Let me get
wireless
in there.
camera?
Hey.
There it is, guys. So, yeah, I mean, we've got a few camera tricks we can play here by showing you, the camera zoomed in a little, to give you a little bit of a better shot. But that's it. I mean, that's the whole point of all of this is wireless video. Let's go directly to that. Ta-da! There's the camera. There's the device.
You can also get an idea of latency right here too.
That's a good point. And I've been told, let's see if we can do that real quick, Tess. That's a great idea. So I will just hold my fingers up and count.
Mm-hmm. How do I get this guy away? Should I just press X?
Yeah, press the X, and then can you full screen it?
Yep.
And then this is going to be the last thing we can talk about today, guys, because we have to cut it at 1:30. We've got another live stream to do for PTZ Optics. But Tess is going to take it full screen. All right, so here's an idea. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not seeing any latency there. Are you guys? 1, 2, 3.
I guess it doesn't make
4,
sense.
5. No, actually, it kind of does because you're going kind of off of.
And you're counting out loud.
Isn't it just funny to see like a hand on the screen like that? Like, I'm coming to get you. Oh, I don't know. It's just, you gotta have fun with stuff too,
Yeah.
So I'll do this one more time. But actually, no, let's go to the full screen of that. I think
You
that is
do?
kind of, I think it's funny. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll even count fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
Paul's having
5.
too much fun right now.
All right, too much fun. Have to stop. You guys get it, I think. The cool thing about this too. Are you getting a good question?
Yeah, Smart AV Turkey suggested a product to go along with the USB2Air. I'm gonna pull this website up. Altona at UHD. HDVS 300 kit. Give me a second.
The
here.
at Luna. Okay.
Luna. Oh,
Let's make sure we write that down.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to have time to do a whole bunch of research right now. We're just going to write that down.
I'm going to keep that.
To give us a really good idea.
We're always looking at new products.
What's going on. So that was our test. We're trying to do something really cool each time. Conference phones are difficult to do live demos for because they're like microphones. So that's a little tricky, but we're trying our best.
Yeah.
Test the technical director. Tess, who knows where you'll be in 5 years. You're going to be the ultimate live streaming technical director.
Yeah. Right now, I feel like a 5-year-old with this stuff.
We never thanked our
live and
YouTube
you learn.
subscribers, I don't think, did we?
No, we don't. Let's read them out.
Last moment.
Okay, can't forget to show love to our new YouTube subscribers. We have Dennis Newcomb, Ted Johnson, John D. Catarino, Juliana Duarte, Kitinan Kanta C, Nelson Gomes, Tom Oldham, David Childs, Yogesh Jha, Stephen Papas.
And that is all the time we have today, everybody. Thank you so much
for
all the information. We really love having you. Well, roll the credits now. We'll see you next week.
And that's all, folks. Tune in next Friday on YouTube. And don't miss our new Facebook Live show, airing at the same time on Mondays. Have you joined our new Facebook user group? Stick around for a brief Q&A session where we answer your questions live.